Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I don't really know how to say this, but I mean, basically, I hate when people cherry pick their information. When someone tries to promote something or talk about something, they will only give you really the highlights of it and not really give you the downsides that like come with whatever they're trying to say. And that upsets me because I feel like you're almost kind of lying to the person you're giving that information to because you're not giving them the full story. So that is why I'm currently making this video. I'm not trying to talk smack on a vegan diet because I follow it myself. I've been following it for 4 years. It's almost sad when I have people like DM me or like even ask me in person, oh, I'm following a vegan diet too. I've been following it for a few weeks, but I'm still experiencing X, Y, and Z, and I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, which is really disheartening because, you know, these are common things that everyone should know, but no one's telling them. So basically, I'm trying to be your homegirl and let you know about downsides or negative things that could happen when you're on a vegan diet. But also a huge disclaimer I want to put out, these are things that could happen with any diet that you follow, not just specifically veganism, but I'm just gonna list them off right now. I wrote them down on my phone just so I'm not wasting your time. Bloating and gas, a lot of it, uncomfortable. Carbs are important, but also protein is too. Weight gain is common. Bad digestion is very common. In other words, like really bad diarrhea or constipation. And then lastly, breaking out is common as well. I mean, it could happen with a lot of different diets, but these are common things that everyone can experience. So literally don't hate on me or don't get too scared that I'm mentioning these. That doesn't mean that you're going to experience all of these 5 that I just mentioned, but these are things that I've experienced and a lot of other people have as well. So if you want to continue hearing about these things, continue watching. Alright, so bloating and gas. There are certain foods that you will consume that are just prone to cause more gas after digesting them. And these foods can include a lot of raw vegetables, including broccoli, cabbage. I mean, obviously beans can cause gas as well. A lot of people don't tell you about this, but you can experience really bad bloating to the point where it's painful, and it was super painful for me. The way that I have kind of counteracted this is I will now take a digestive enzyme before any meal that I have that is super carb heavy that I know will probably cause me bloating, and this digestive enzyme will basically help me break down these carbohydrate heavy foods and will prevent me from getting super bloated. Another disclaimer out there, I'm going to show you guys a lot of supplements that I personally take while following a vegan diet. None of this is sponsored. No one reached out to me. I didn't receive any of these things for free. I purchased it all with my own money. This is the digestive enzyme that I take. This is called Zycarb. Sorry about that. I had my alarm set for 9:15, but my body chose to wake up at 7 a.m. It was really annoying, but I mean, at least I got an early start to my day. Yes, this is called Zycarb, and this company has a lot more digestive enzymes depending if you need help breaking down protein or fat, but this one is specifically used to break down carbohydrates and fiber, which is super great if you are vegan because you're eating a ton of carbohydrates and fiber, and it includes the lactase enzyme for lactose intolerance. I don't even drink milk, so that doesn't pertain to me. I have seen a world of a difference when I just take literally one pill before a carbohydrate heavy meal. I know people that take this enzyme and they're not even vegan, but they know that these carbohydrates will cause them gas and bloating, so they take this enzyme. Number 2 is protein is super important. It's kind of a no-brainer. Everyone knows that protein is important, but the reason I say that is because when I personally went vegan and when a lot of people go vegan, they'll tell them, oh yes, carbs are your main energy source, focus on carbs, get carb heavy, your body makes protein, you don't need that much. And although your body does have minimal protein within it, you do need to consume protein in your diet. I do agree that most Americans eat way more protein than they need, but even as a vegan, a lot of the days I don't get enough protein in my diet. I think it's super important to just, you know, be aware of how much protein you're eating every single day. I do take a protein powder every now and then. I don't take these supplements every single day, and I'm going to say that again and again because I don't want you guys to think that you need all of this stuff to follow a vegan diet. It's stuff that I do because after 4 years of following it, I have kind of figured out what works for my body and what doesn't. I got this organic protein. This is just the brand that I specifically bought for no particular reason. I just found found it in the store and I thought it looked good, so I got it. If I need a lot more protein in my diet and less fiber, I will increase, let's say this, in like some sort of shake or like, you know, a protein drink, and I will try to decrease the amount of fiber in my day. It's all about balance, honestly, and you really do figure it out as you go. Okay, so number 3 is weight gain is common. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I was pretty skinny when I went vegan and I thought I would stay skinny, which is not the case. I definitely gained like maybe 20 pounds in the next 3 or 4 months. And that's not because of the vegan diet itself. I think that's more because I just consumed so many calories, because in my head I thought, oh yeah, like all these plant foods are super healthy for me, so I'm just gonna eat as much as I want and it's not gonna affect me in any way. If you're eating way too much energy than your body needs, it's gonna store it as fat. When I stopped focusing so much on eating a lot of carbs and I started including more fats in my diet, more protein-rich foods, my body just started leveling off and I got way better digestion. But yeah, I think the easiest way to avoid a lot of weight gain on a vegan diet is literally just being aware of how much you're eating in a day. Don't increase your calories way more than they need to be increased just because you're eating more plant foods. Okay, so problem number 4 is bad digestion is super common, and you'd be surprised because it's like, you're vegan, why aren't you just having better digestion? And it really just depends on what you eat. Sometimes I'm not aware of it and I'll eat like a lot of hummus and bread and not eat a healthy diet and I'll have constipation. Other days I'll eat like a lot of beans and fiber and all this stuff and like my digestion is just out of whack. I have this Garden of Life raw fiber, so if I'm ever experiencing any super bad digestion and I know I need a little bit more fiber in my diet, I'll like add like half a scoop or 1 scoop of this. I use this less often than the protein powder just because I already get a ton of fiber in my diet. But if I find that, you know, my body needs a little bit more, then I'll like include this in like some sort of shake. So yeah, my only tip with that is just look at your poop when you go to the bathroom. Your poop tells you so much about your health. Basically, it's all about balance. I just adjust my protein and fiber intake, and I've found that I've gotten way better digestion just by following my cues. And then last point I'm trying to make is breaking out is also very common on a vegan diet. A lot of the times people will like kind of make an excuse for it and say, oh, your body's cleansing itself, you're gonna break out a lot and then it's gonna go away. Mine didn't go away. It stayed and I continued breaking out a lot. A few pimples here, a few pimples on my cheeks. For a lot of other people, it could be like huge cystic acne, but I didn't grow up having really bad acne. So, I mean, for me, breaking out and having pimples everywhere was definitely a downside for me and I didn't know what was going on. So I have like my own little kind of theories on why you would break out on a vegan diet. One of them is maybe the overconsumption of soy. So I know for me personally, soy milk is one of my favorite plant-based milks, and that's just because it's a bit thicker, a bit fattier. But I've also noticed when I drink a lot of soy milk or a lot of soy products, my hormones are out of whack. My periods will be longer, they'll be heavier, I can experience more cramping. My acne could also increase as well. Another one could be a zinc deficiency. Zinc is a really common micronutrient that you are deficient of when you go vegan, and that's because it's in a lot of meats and fish. So something that I do is I do have zinc citrate. I will take this every now and then. I mentioned zinc because it helps with your emotional wellness. It does have some sort of effect on how much acne you have. So if I'm breaking out a lot, that kind of just shows me, okay, maybe my body on the inside isn't as healthy as I think it is. So I try to like, you know, focus more on my diet, focus more on balancing it. And then another possibility is having bacterial overgrowth in your small intestine. It's also known as SIBO. And with SIBO, the thing is, it can happen with anyone, no matter what diet you're following. If you have a bacterial overgrowth, it can be super bad because they feed off all these carbs and sugar that you're bringing in, and then they cause a lot of bad digestion, a lot of gas. The reason why it could be very common on a vegan diet is because our diet is mostly carbs and sugar, which is what these bacteria feed on. There are tests out there to test if you do have SIBO. You literally breathe into something and send it into a lab and they'll let you know if you have SIBO or not. I am not an expert, by the way. These are things that I've kind of just learned throughout the years, and you know, I just needed to put the information out there, you know? Alright, so those are the negative consequences that I have experienced while going vegan and that a lot of other people have experienced as well. If there is something that you have experienced going vegan and I didn't mention it in this video and you are curious if it's normal or if other people have felt it as well, you can comment that down below. I'd love to start a discussion. Thank you guys a ton for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!